But I do believe that black relationships,
It's terrible.
we are very much in a crisis
It's
right now.
It's
men against
terrible.
women, women against
It's
men,
terrible.
and it is horrible.
It's
right?
really disheartening.
And do I capitalize that into my movies? Absolutely.
Just real people, real convo.
I'm Peter Bailey, and now I invite you to share a nightcap with Julian Boothe, who, much like Sam Sneak, is another industry veteran focused on the next chapter, as Boothe has gone from music executive to reality TV star and now award-winning film producer. Folks, welcome back to Nightcap. This series, this relaunch of the series is very focused on the cultural architects that have built culture, that have built pop culture. And my guest, Julian Boothe, is a legend in that regard, a low-key one though. And I think you're gonna relate to an analogy I'm gonna give. So you being Western, you being Caribbean. After hurricanes, when you go outside, the trees that always survive the storm are the ones willing to bend and sway, the ones that can evolve and adapt. And when I think of you, Julian, you've been a journeyman in this industry. So from a music executive that discovered Pitbull, transitioned to reality TV star, and now film producer. But let's take it from the beginning, Julian. Young Julian, the roots. Where did this begin?
Well, first of all, man, thank you for inviting me.
Yes, sir.
Happy that you're back.
Yes,
Looking
thank
forward
you.
to it. It all started when I just started college. And
Where's college?
Art Institute of Fort Lauderdale.
Okay.
So I was going back and forth doing, regular job, working at the cable company. And I knew I wanted to do movies, funny enough. When I was a kid, me and my friends used to shoot little home movies, and I was very infatuated with filmmaking.
Okay.
So when I started college, they had a film and music program at the Art Institute. So I started there. I was working, getting my feet wet, and one of my friends was leaving. He said, "I'm going back to New York. I have an internship, and you should take it, but it's at a management company."
Okay.
The management company ended up being Entertainment Resources, which was Jermaine Dupri's father, Michael Molden. Shout out to Michael Molden, and Philip Calloway Sr., R.I.P. because he had passed away. They ran this entertainment management company that had Criss Cross, The Brat, Jermaine Dupri, Arrested Development. If I say Criss Cross. So they had
Criss Cross.
Yeah, they had everybody who Jermaine Dupri was working on.
Okay.
So that was such a great opportunity that landed me there. So that was where I kind of got my feet wet on the management side.
Okay.
Seeing how they work with the record labels. And, Michael Molden and Philip Calloway were just geniuses to have put everything together. They wrapped it around JD. So that was like my first thing. They end up managing Luke for a spell.
As in
right?
Uncle Luke.
Uncle Luke.
Okay.
Right? Shout out to Uncle Luke. So I used to go to his office all the time to draw. This is back before email, so we used to have to go and drop off the documents.
You had to build a relationship.
Right. So I used to be in the office a lot, dropping off paperwork for him to sign. And, I think he just loved my energy. And he was just like, what do you do? And I'm like, whatever you need me to do. Right? So he was like, would you like to work? And now you have to understand, and you remember this. Luke, to me, will always be the king of Miami, right? On an independent level, what Luke did at the time that he did it was incredible. He had an independent record company. And when I walked in there the first day and I saw how it was set up, it was the most amazing thing that a young person who wanted to be in the entertainment field could ever see.
Wow.
He used to make a record in the studio, and he would go upstairs, get the artwork done, get it mixed and mastered, marketing team, and everything was literally in the same building, pressed up, downstairs, ready to be shipped out.
Wow, it's interesting you say that because people always think that was Master P. So that was Luke.
Oh, no. No, in big respect to Master P, 100%. But
Indeed.
Luke, see, Master P had priority.
Oh.
Luke had nobody. He pressed those records himself and gave it to a distributor.
Wow.
Right now, I forget the timing of it, of if Master P came first or Luke came first, but I think Luke came first. Luke was really the originator of an independent record company.
Wow.
So the opportunity when it came to work with him was a dream come true, because I was a kid watching him, you know, and again, I was into movies and music, and I'm watching him on the television, and I'm like, this guy's, you know, outside of the TNA, but I'm like, this guy is incredible, right? But now the funny story is when I got there, right, I'm thinking like, oh man, I work for Luke. There's gonna be girls every day, like it's a party. Yo, it was the hardest work ever. And he looked at me one day.
He wasn't just necking this one around.
No, bro.
I would think that.
Hell no.
It's too live crew.
Yo, Luke used to put you on missions. Like, go figure this out.
Now you cheesecake, not walk in. Cheesecake.
Sort of like that.
Okay.
But he wouldn't even tell you what he wanted. You have to go figure it out. So he'd just be like, hey, go, I want to do this. Go figure it out and come back. So it challenged you, you know, as a young executive, to really be able to figure things out on your own. You know, he was such a great teacher, and a lot of people who was with him really kind of graduated, you know, from Luke University to become incredible. You know?
So then you have me on Luke. So
Yeah,
you're going to spur that conversation. Why is it Luke and Miami Architects, period? Why he doesn't get that? Why I don't know this. In other words, that story isn't as commercialized of his genius, of his independence.
People should give him the credit he deserves. I think everybody is so self-centered. So those who may have come from what I like to call Luke University, Luke Records, Luke Skywalker Records, whichever era that you were in, they should go and scream his name. You know what I mean? Like, without him, there would be no me.
You think that's a Miami issue? We don't tend to cherish the legacy per se. We're just moving fast on to the next.
I feel like people are scared to give other people props. You know, it's very few people that will just, you know, hey, this guy's incredible.
You're doing your thing.
Yeah, this person is killing it.
Got you.
You know, people have this thing where it's like you just can't praise somebody else. You know, and I really believe that, and you'll probably hear me say it a lot in this interview, is if your skill level, if your talent level is not up here, but you happen to make it up here for whatever reason.
Interesting. I know where this is going.
You're kind of nervous.
Insecure
to go give someone else all these extra props.
Because the real thing might show up. Oh, this is the real thing.
Right. So even though I look at, you know, and I'll never compare myself to Luke, but I'm a Luke in my own way, right?
Yeah.
And being next to him and having him teach me and show me, hey, this can be done.
Yeah.
A black guy with Jamaican roots can come here and do what I did. And not only am I going to learn from your wins, but I'm also going to learn from your losses to hopefully become another version of you here in Miami. But I'm always going to praise you. I'm always going to say your name first, because had it not been for you to give me that opportunity, I wouldn't have learned everything that I learned. So I always, any chance I get, any interview that I do, I'm always going to praise him, and some other people too.
Of course.
You know, as we go in more into the interview and just the history.
So the ever-evolving Julian, you have this moment at Luke Records, but something about you got an itch for more. You got the itch for more, I could tell. So
Yes.
what happens? Did you outgrow that experience?
I feel like it's like a kid,
Okay.
and you're at your parents' home, and eventually you grow up and you want to kind of go do different things.
Yeah.
So at a certain point, the company just got to a level where, you know, Luke's Luke, you know, and it gets to a point where it's like, you know, we signed Pitbull. Pitbull was one of my first artists I ever signed.
Tell me about that.
All right,
I
so
know this.
yeah. So I must make it super short.
No, don't make it short. This is the new age. People want to know the story.
I I was Luke came back. I think it was Japan. He came back from a show,
Okay.
and he was like, "Yo, we got to get a Japan rapper, an Asian rapper,
Asian rapper.
right? Because at that time there really wasn't anybody, right?
Is there still? I mean, I'm trying to think.
Right.
Right.
So he was like, we get an Asian rapper to be something so different coming from Luke Records. So find me an Asian rapper. Now remember, this is before social media. This is old school, calling your friends up, doing talent shows. So I start jumping on the phone, calling everybody. And my friend Jamie, who
Not to cut you
Yeah.
off, did he want an Asian? What kind of genre of music? Just a guy that could spit. Did it have to be booty shaking? Did it have okay?
no, he just like, get a rapper and because I guess he was out there and he saw some other rappers and he was like, that would be so cool for us because it just, again, hasn't been done before. So I hit this, one of my friends up, Jamie, he says, I got this kid. His name is Jin.
Jin. I was gonna say Jin when I thought
He
Asian
said,
rapper.
I got this
I
guy
thought of
named Jin. So I'm gonna give you his number, see if we can make it work. So I paged Jin. I was like, hey man, I heard you rap. I want you to come by Luke Records. He was like, oh, I work at my mom's, I think it was restaurant or, wherever.
So Jin was in New York?
No, he was here in Miami.
He's
Yeah, he was a Miami 305 kid. Anyways, he never made it to the studio. So I call my boy Jamie back. I'm like, yo, your man is flaking, he's not coming by. So he's like, well, look, I don't have any more Asian rappers, but I got this Cuban kid. It's fire. I said, yeah? He said, yeah, he's super dope. Check him out. I'm gonna give you his number. So he gives me a pager number. I page him up. Say, hey man, what's up, bro? My man Jamie told me to give you a call. I heard you rap. I'm Julian from Luke Records. He's like, Luke Records? He's like, yeah. It's like, you can come by the studio? He's like, I'm coming right now. Yo, this kid literally, I think he either got a ride or one of the times he rode a bicycle from Wynwood over to the studio. Like that's how bad Pitt wanted it. So anyways, he comes into the studio, his bag, his pants sagging, braids in the hair, what's up, man?
He was a Miami.
Yeah, he was straight 305, right?
I remember those days. Yeah.
So I'm like, so what's your name? He's like, Pitbull. Now, this is probably the only advice he never took from me, thank God. Because I was like, why would you name yourself after a dog? Right? Because we kept talking about it. And he starts explaining it to me. He's like, nah, like a pit bull, when they lock in, when they latch on, they don't never let go. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I was like, you have any other names? And he's like, well, I have this other one called Cuban, right? Like Cuba, right? And funny enough, on Luke's contract, if we were ever to pull it up, it says Pitbull / Cuban because we were talking about using both names. Wow. So we stuck obviously with Pitbull, which worked out great. And he goes into the booth. I said, hey, I got this beat. Put the beat up. He's listening to it. He's like, I got something. So he goes in the booth. Yo, he starts spitting. And he's going back, English, Spanish, English, Spanish. I'm like, what? And the greatest part about him is that, again, I don't speak Spanish, but he made the Spanish so easy and he made it flow so good with the English that I didn't care.
I didn't care.
To this day, that's what he does. Yeah. So he gives you just enough for you to
invite his
to love it, for you to learn some Spanish, but not confuse you where you're like, I don't know what's going on.
So is it safe to say Pitt? Oh, wow. Is it safe to say Bad Bunny is a contemporary of Pitt to some degree in that space?
No, Bad Bunny sticks all Spanish.
That's what I'm saying, but Pitt actually he started to infuse it, is what I'm saying.
He infused it because he wanted to be, at the time, he wanted to be an artist that could be understood everywhere in the world, but he wanted to let you know that he was Cuban, that he was Spanish, right? Because he's very proud of that. Indeed. So he wanted you to know, but we always had this like 80-20 rule. He's like, I'm going to spit 80% English, just give them anywhere from 20 to 10% Spanish, just to let them know. And I'm going to use the easy words, dale, just the easy stuff for you to understand enough where you can understand what I'm saying, but I'm still letting you know that I'm Spanish.
And that's the battle of most Caribbean artists, their dual consciousness. You have a sovereignty to your home. Like, a lot of my people, Peter, you don't talk like this. You don't talk if you ask me, but bro, I need everybody to understand what I'm saying.
Right.
Interesting.
Right. So we signed him, obviously. I literally called Luke up after he cut that verse. This all happened in one day. Wow. So I called Luke up. I said, yo, I got this kid in the studio right now. Spanish kid, super dope. He got the look, he had the blue eyes, like he got the look. I play him the song in the studio. It's literally sitting on a speakerphone, and he's like, "I'm turning around. Get him a contract." Wow. Over the phone, he was like, "Yeah, this kid's hard." So then we started putting him on Luke's album. Luke took him on tour. Again, gotta shout out Luke, because Pitt to this day, if you ask him, besides myself signing him,
yeah, he's mentioned you before. I've seen him.
He says, Luke was our teacher. So the practices that you see Pitt being successful with was the teachings from Luke. We just learned so much from him. So he's there, Luke's always a teacher, like, hey, we can do it like
Julian,
this.
let's be fair.
Yeah.
With Pitt's introduction to predominantly black genre, did he have some, is that a wall he had to climb? Like the Eminem issue to some degree?
Yes.
Of
It was very hard at first because, even though he's Spanish, he looks white.
Like a white guy.
So we have this white kid spitting hard in front of a completely black audience, right? But funny enough, the girls loved him. He had the bright blue eyes, he had the braids in his hair, and he talked and he acted like us. You know what I mean?
Julian, you're bordering on something. I don't know if it's colorism. You're bordering on something here.
Man,
but anyhow, that's interesting.
Yeah,
interesting.
He flowed like us. He gave the energy like us. He was comfortable around us, right?
And what I like about Pitt, though, it's a genuine comfort.
1,000%.
It doesn't seem like cultural appropriation.
1,000%. Right? It's just him. The greatest part about Pitt is that he has never changed. If I talk to him right now today, it's the same guy you're talking to. He acts and works like he's broke. He always says that.
That's amazing.
Like, I'm like, yo, you still doing? Hey, man, I got to go out there and get it.
That's amazing.
Because like the money, it's crazy when you become successful to that level. You think you want all these things, and then it's like
you're chasing purpose at that point.
Yeah, you're just like, I just have to work. I can't stay home and just watch television and just be retired. Like,
you almost get bored with that type of success.
You do.
How many toys are you going to play with till you start experimenting with other toys?
100%.
Interesting. But that's not enough for Julian. Pitt happens, but you're still growing. You're still growing.
Pitt happens for Luke.
For Luke.
Right? And really not at the level yet because, again, he was still just a rising artist.
Okay.
But then we come to a snag where I was at Luke and I'm just like, I need more. Right,
that's that Jamaican,
and yeah, like I need more. And at the time and the place where Luke was at, and where we were at, and where the company was at, I'm like, I gotta exit. So I left, and I went over to Slip and Slide. So
you've now worked at the Luke Records and Slip and Slide, both powerhouses. Two
of the biggest powerhouses to ever come out of Miami.
Indeed.
So I randomly get a phone number. Teach. Who shout out to House of Mac. Teach gave me Ted's number.
Okay.
Right. And I just at the time it was a two-way pages. Touche. Yeah. So I sent him a message, and he knew about me through Michael Hopkins. Shout out to Michael Hopkins. Okay. Michael Hopkins, and he was also sort of like a mentor for me because he's been in the game for a long time. One of the best marketing and promotions guys ever to do it. So he was always speaking about me and what I was doing over with Luke to Ted. So he co-signed me after Ted was asking about me, and he was like, yo, you got to get this kid, right? Because like he's the future. So he hires me. I go over there. Now you have to understand the climate. Because Luke and Ted, it
was dicey.
It was very dicey.
And why was it dicey? I've always wanted to know. Why, and you would know being inside the inside.
That I can't go into. Let's just say
you better touch
it was just personal situations that had just happened.
I think,
it was just, I can't get into that. But not beef like if I see you, I'm gonna shoot you. Just
but it's tricky there.
A lot of the employees that worked at Luke ended up at Slip
and Slide.
So there was I'm sure it was just more of like a jealousy thing at the end of the day. But at the end of the day, Ted had a vision. Trick was on Scarred. Then he ended up signing with Ted. So it was just those little things.
Were you there when that transition with Trick moved over?
I was there on day 2. So when Trick got over there, and did the first album, the independent album.
Gotcha.
I came right after that,
Wow.
right?
Wow.
So when I got over there now, again, Trick's taking off.
Taking off.
I'm coming over being the MVP over at Luke. Now starting from the bottom over at Slip and Slide, but all the employees now are looking at me like, why are you here? Right? So I'm like the enemy of the state. But funny enough, throughout the years, it ended up Ted almost fired everybody. And it was just Ted and I. And we restarted the whole company.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So then when we restarted and rebranded it, that's when we did Plows.
Why you guys had to restart the whole company over? No, don't breathe heavy.
Shout out.
Talk.
Shout out to everybody who's ever worked at Slip and Slide. But at the end of the day, sometimes people get stagnant, right? People get comfortable. And Ted at the time just felt like they are stuck in the old ways and we need to move forward into the future.
And Ted is definitely a maverick. He's going to push.
Ted, at the end of the day, is going to figure it out, and whatever needs to be done, whatever feelings are going to get hurt, it is what it is. Him and I and one of the other key members was in the hallway and we prayed, and that's when he told me that. He was like, yo, I'm firing everybody, but I'm keeping you and obviously one of the partners, and he's like, we're going to start over. You with it? I was like, let's go. So then I went from retail and bumped all the way up to GM, all the way up to VP, because it was just us. And then I literally started hiring new people. I found the office over on South Beach. Ted loved it. He bought it. And we rebuilt the whole company. Signed Plows. Rick Ross was already signed, but we were able to blow him up. Khaled. I mean, I always like to make sure I give my credits correctly. Even though we worked on Ross for a very long time, I always give the credit to Khaled for breaking that record.
For breaking the record.
But we rebuilt the company. And we had ups and downs, bro. There was times me and Ted was in the office by ourselves. I'm answering the phone. Good evening, Slip and Slide Records. It was just us.
What was one of the hardest parts? Because Ted always talks about it. Running a record label from Miami, it's not a market. It's not New York. It's not LA. How hard was it for you guys to get the respect of those markets with your artists?
It was very hard when we were breaking new artists, right? Now, the good thing is we had Trick.
Because he was one of the first guys they loved in New York.
Yeah.
Down there.
Trick, and shout out Trick. Trick changed the landscape of hip hop in Miami, period.
Interesting.
Right? Now, of course, there's,
JT
Money, Poison Clan, shout out to JT. Shout out to Disco Rick, all these guys, but they were very close to Luke, right? Even though JT sort of kind of started
the
to get
narrative,
me right to real hip hop, but it wasn't till Trick that came with like that real
street narrative,
but like Dirty South hip hop.
Yeah.
And once he did it at the level he did it at, right? Even though JT kind of started it, but the level that Trick did it at, it set up Ross, it set up Plows, and it set up everybody else to ever come out.
Man,
Kodak
I
and
heard
everybody.
When Trick was in his prime, the South, he just had it. Like it was his.
Man, he was on fire.
That's what I was told.
He was on fire. But while we were trying to break Ross, right, it was very difficult.
Why? Because he didn't have the Miami sound. They didn't know where to put him.
We didn't have the right. We were doing faster records for him.
Gotcha.
And it wasn't until Hustling came around, right? And as the story goes, we got the beat CD from
the Runners.
The Runners produced it, but we got it from Mike Karen, who worked at Atlantic.
Okay.
And it was actually Trick's record.
Hustling was Trick's record?
Well, the beat CD was for Trick.
Gotcha.
So we gave it to Trick first, and I think, he just didn't like anything on it. And again, I'm not 100% sure, but I think it came back and Trick was like, I know Hustling, like, it doesn't make no sense for me. So we gave the beat CD to Ross, told him don't release anything, but then he rapped on it and leaked it. And obviously, the history after that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It blew up. And then again, I give credit to Khaled because Khaled played the record and then he got Funkmaster Flex to play the record and then out of here.
But let's on any journey of growth, there's going to be that time that tests your character.
100%.
TVT Records and Sip and Slide have a...
Woo!
What happened with that?
All right. So this is one of my brilliant ideas. So I'm sitting there at my desk one day and I'm looking at G Unit's mixtape that Young Buck had put out.
I remember that.
He sold 50,000 copies of a mixtape. So I'm looking at that and I'm like,
that's good money.
Very good money. Because remember, this is CD days now.
It's like $10 a pop.
Right? So adding that up, you're like, oh, this is great. But the reason why he sold 50,000, because they were hot. So Pitbull had just sold gold on TVT.
So he had moved on from you guys.
Yeah. So after Luke Records, I was already at Slip and Slide. I tried to sign him again. I kept telling Ted, I'm like, yo, we got to sign this kid. Ted didn't see the vision at the moment. So by time I convinced him, I had the contract ready for him. I sent it to Pitt. He was like, yo, bro, TVT just offered me a deal.
Wow.
I get Little John on top of it.
Wow.
So I was like, yo, take that. Like, I'm not even mad at you, right? So he puts the album out. He sells gold. So now Pitt's hot. So I'm looking at the sound scan and I'm like, man, I have so much Pitt music. I mean, Pitt was in the studio all the time. So I'm like, oh, man, I'm going to put up my own mixtape with Pitt. So I called Pitt up. I was like, yo, pull up. So he pulls up in the Nissan Ultima, right? he had at the time.
Yeah,
right? He comes, we're chopping it up. I'm like, yo, I'm going to take some of the old records. I'm going to update them and just throw them out there, bro. I'm thinking if we sell 10,000 copies, it's $100,000. Extra $50K for both of us. He's like, oh, run that.
Okay.
So now I go to Ted and I'm like, yo, Ted, I'm doing this mixtape with Pitt. He's like, oh, for real? He's like, yeah. He's like, all right, if we're going to do it, let's do it for real.
Okay.
So we go and we produce like a whole album.
Oh, really produce that?
Really put it. We throw features on there, everything, right?
Wow.
Now we're spending real money now. We pre-order 100,000. No video, no single.
Ted took a risk. That don't sound like Ted. Okay. Wow.
Because Pitt was hot.
It was hot. Okay.
He was already hot. Pitt ain't, Ted ain't stupid.
No. That's what I'm saying. Whoa, okay.
We pre-order 100,000. That's $1 million in the bank. All ready to go.
So you guys, wow.
And then all of a sudden, we get a cease and desist. TVT Records, Steve Gottlieb, piece of shit. Oh, I hate this guy. Sends a cease and desist to every record store in the country.
Dang, you got time to do that?
And said, if anybody picks up this album, I'm suing you personally.
Wow.
So he stopped all our money.
Wow.
So now we sitting there like, all right, what we gonna do? Ted's like, man, we finna sue this guy.
So you...
So we sue him. Here's the beautiful part of this story. We're going back and forth for 2 years. Peter, let me tell you something. I understand now when I watch television and I see somebody who is fighting for their life in that chair when they come with that jury deliberation. Yo, Peter, I was sitting in that chair, not even the birth of my children, that I feel so uneasy sitting in that chair. I remember it like it was yesterday.
Wow.
And I'm sitting there like this because the trial went for,
it's like it was
like a week.
Yeah.
I was on the stand for 3 days. They were drilling me.
Wow.
So I'm looking at my lawyer like, yo, this is crazy.
And you the young kid with the great brand idea. So Ted, everybody looking at you, I rock with you, but this...
Yo, me and Ted in there, suit and tie, hand on the Bible every day. It was the most, even the guy, not the bailiff, but the guy, the security guy, he's like, yo, what did y'all do? Y'all was selling drugs?
I remember this news, bro. I remember this news. I remember this story.
Yo,
I remember reading this story.
We were in the big courtroom where the big cases go.
I remember this story, bro.
So we sitting there going back and forth. This piece of lawyer tried to use, I had put this skit on there that all black and Spanish people are late. Because I had this skit on there talking like Pitbull didn't even show up for the album, right?
Yeah.
So he plays it thinking that the jury
To offend the jury.
was going to be offended.
Oh my
So
God.
he plays it. The jury's laughing. Then he goes to me and he was like, why would you insinuate something like this? Like, why would you make this skit? I said, what, isn't everybody laughing? I was like, it's funny. I was like, the stereotype is black and Spanish people are late.
Yeah.
So we're in the bathroom, me and my lawyer, and I'm like, man, we're getting hammered out there. He's like, hammered? He's like, let me tell you something, Julian. A laughing jury is not a convicting jury.
Yeah, for real.
I said, we are good. I said, okay, cool.
Makes sense.
Yo, I knew we won when my lawyer walked and he printed out every cease and desist letter. Yeah, when I tell you it was like a stack like this, and I did not know he was gonna do this. Shout out to Richard Wolf. If you ever need a good attorney, he's your guy. He grabs the whole stack of papers and slams it. Ugh! You tried to stop my clients? This young man who's just trying to make a living? Oh man, he went in. All the papers flew everywhere. I'm like this. I'm like, whoa. And yo, so at the end now, we're sitting there and I'm just waiting for the deliberation. And I'm looking at the judge's face. I'm looking at the jury's face. Because I want to see if there's a reaction. Not one. So I'm just sitting there. They finally look at the paper. We, the jury, go with the plaintiff. I'm thinking like, are we the plaintiff? Or we the, I don't even know who we are. I'm like, what's going on? All I heard was $9.1 million awarded. So I'm thinking to myself, like, yo, I don't got that, bro. So what's gonna go on? And then I find out it's us who won.
Wow.
Oh man, bro, best feeling in the world.
Wow. Because if you guys lost, Slip and Slide would have been,
Oh, we would
been
have been
over.
over. We would have been over.
I remember that court case. I was writing for the Herald Time magazine, one of them, and it was big entertainment.
Oh, we had the front page. So we won that case. But the beautiful, there's a bad part of the story and a good part of the story. Bad part is we didn't see one red cent of that money.
Yeah, I was like, the $9 million. Why
Not
I never
a
heard about
dollar.
this $9 million?
Because he went and bankrupted the company.
Ah.
He looked at us and said, I would rather throw my company away than give you
Why did
dollar.
everybody hate you guys so much? What?
He was just a piece of shit, bro. There's just some people in life that are a piece of shit. He was just one of them.
He's one of them.
So he's like, I'm not giving you guys a dollar. Now, mind you, when we were in, what do you call it? The deliberation? Not the deliberation.
Deposition?
Not depositions. When you try to settle before the case.
Mediation.
So we did a whole bunch of mediation. And yo, we were going to settle for $100K. And he told us to go F ourselves. Literally, they were like, yo, how about $100K? We'll call it quits.
This guy just had.
He was like, I'm not giving you guys a dollar. He's like, this is my artist. And I'm like, but he was my artist first. I got the paperwork. These are like, you're basically infringing on my songs that I own. Yeah. And he's like, I don't care.
Wow.
So he bankrupted the company. But the beautiful part of that is because he bankrupted the company, all the artists were able to be set free.
Gotcha.
So now Pitt goes back and says, well, your company doesn't exist anymore, so I'm out. And he goes free. And then he comes out with 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, I know you want me.
I know you want.
And gets signed to Sony, and then
So
he becomes,
that song was almost like a jab.
Then he becomes Mr. Worldwide.
Mr. Worldwide.
Because you know what Steve told him? Looked him in his face when Pitt was trying to tell him, yo, you need to make my music worldwide. He says, you're a local artist. Why would I sell your music in other cities? You'll never work over there. This is what he was telling him.
Wow.
And now look at him.
And Pitt kept it loyal to you guys
to this day. That's my brother.
Wow.
When I tell you anything I ask him for, he does it.
Good. So we'll be seeing Pitt on NiteCap real soon. But once again, Junior, keep going, man. You're going.
I'm going. So we go. Ross, Plows, I'm at Slip and Slide. We're shining. We're killing it.
I remember Plies came with Busted, baby.
Man, listen.
Remember that.
We were on fire.
I remember that.
We killed it. It was a 10-year run we had.
I remember.
We killed it. Trina was literally my main artist. Album after album
I'm going to
after
play
album.
devil's advocate once again.
Go for it.
And I've thought this all the time. I've told Ted this. If you look at, say, Jay Prince, Rap A Lot, you look at Dr. Dre, Aftermath, Diddy, Bad Boys, Slip and Slide that's their peers.
100%.
Why do you think Slip and Slide did not become a rock nation, that cultural force? It's a cultural force in the region, but why it didn't? And I don't know well, Peter, what are you saying? It is a force, but why it didn't go there?
I'm not going to say that Ted didn't try different things,
Okay.
but Ted likes what Ted likes. He loves the street artists. He loves the grittiness. He loves like the Plows.
Interesting.
He loves the Rick Rosses.
Interesting.
Again, I'm not saying that we didn't try R&B.
Interesting. Jagged Edge.
We signed Jagged Edge and we did that album. I'm not saying we didn't try. We even signed the rock group one time, right? Just being experimental, right, when we could. But when we started looking at the change, right, there was a great A&R that was working for us named Sean. He works for Rolling Loud now.
Okay.
Sean was a genius when it came to the next wave, of artists. When I tell you that we could have had A$AP Rocky,
no,
we could have had Yin Yang Twins, we could have had Kaya, we could have had Macklemore, we could have had Logic. We were with Logic at, what's that hotel right there on the beach, right on the water? We were sitting there, contract in hand with Logic, because we looked at him like the white Nas. We had a lot of people that we could have had, and it was all because of Sean. He caught these guys super early. But it was heading into that mumble rap. And Ted hated it. He was like, I don't like this. But at the end of the day, when you're a record company and you're surviving, it's not what you like. It's what's going to work.
Interesting.
So we hit a level where we couldn't find the next Plows or the next Ross, right? So what do? And if you don't like the next wave that's coming.
Oh, but let's play devil's advocate again, Julian. Where do we cross art and business? Because on one would say, well, Slip and Slide was built on the foundation of Miami gutter. It's Miami. You, the businessman, it's kind of like The Wire. Avon Barksdale and Stringer Bell. So you Stringer. So where does it say we're going to stay true to this art, or we're going to allow the dollars and cents to influence the art?
I think it's 50-50.
50-50.
I think you can do what you like, but at the same time, you have to do what you don't like if you want to keep those lights on, if you're trying to keep feeding your family.
Interesting.
You have to do the stuff that you don't like. Now, I'm not saying that you have to stand next to these artists. I'm not saying you have to be buddy-buddy with them, but you do have to understand that it's not us that are buying the records. When I make music for women, you think I want to bash men? Absolutely not.
But that goes against the
artist. It hurts my heart.
It's pure.
Every song you sing from Trina, it's me and Trina in the studio. Here we go again.
Bashing men. You inspired all the anti-man.
It's sorry, fellas. It's me. Because you know why? Because I know women want to hear it. If I make a record about a good man, girls ain't want to hear that. You know why? Because they have more experiences with the bad men.
That's a damn shame, man.
The girls that are in the successful relationship, that's like the smallest percent. Because I can go to a group of women and say, hey, man, F these guys. Oh, yeah, forget them. Cool. Because you're going to come to the tour. You're going to come buy the merch. Because your bitterness and your anger is way more than you remembering the good guy.
Julian, this is a perfect segue into this evolution I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I think we're in the era Black trauma is a product now.
100%.
It's a product. You're owning that. So
I'm 100% owning it.
So Julian says, okay, well, I'm growing now. And what I find interesting, even in the seat I'm in, and you could speak to this, when you're an architect, people always look at the guy in the front, right? The face. But it's like a house that's not, it's a lot, when you bake a cake and there's a lot of ingredients, you having to pour yourself into people so much. When does it become, hey man, what about my talents? Is it bittersweet when you're looking at an artist and saying, you know what, I've given y'all everything?
Well, I'm slowly out of the artist business because of that. I poured my years into certain artists and got on at the end, you know? And I'm not doing that anymore. So now I focus on me. You know?
And me, how does this reality thing come? Because like I said, I am a person that tries not to judge, but once again, Black trauma is big business. And you are starring, in my opinion, in the face of the vehicle of that. Love and Hip Hop, how did that occur?
It's a gift and a curse.
Okay.
Right? So Love and Hip Hop came about when I was sitting home watching Keisha Cole's reality show.
I remember that show.
And I said to myself, well, Keisha Cole, Trina is nothing but a rapping version of Keisha Cole. And Keisha Cole's a rapping, they're like sisters, right? They're like the same energy, right? So I'm like, or is it Keisha Cole or K. Michelle? Sorry.
Both of them had a reality show.
I think both of them had a reality show, but I'm like, it's the same energy. So I call up Mona and I said, Mona, we got to get Trina a show. Like, she's the same energy. And Mona said, you know what?
What was Mona doing? How did Mona?
Love and Hip Hop, but New York.
New York.
And Atlanta.
That's right.
And I wasn't sure if they had LA just yet, but this was very early on. This is like 10 years ago. So I tell her, I'm like, Mona, like, why don't we do a show with Trina? She says, I love that idea. So we do the paperwork. I sit down with Trina. I say, Trina, we're going to try to do this reality show with you. We'll wrap everybody around you. We'll figure it out how we do it. Trina's like, Jay, let's make it happen. So about a year went by, but Mona called me back and she's like, look, the network doesn't feel that the additional characters are super strong, right? Like her friends and this and that. She tells me straight up, Julian, I would love to bring Love and Hip Hop to Miami. But the only way I'm doing it,
where this is going.
is Trina has to be in it. She's like, I love everybody else and we can bring everybody else. But without Trina, I'm not doing the show.
Wow.
If you can get Trina to do it, then I will definitely bring it down there.
The franchise.
Right? She says, I'm looking into Miami and I'm looking into Houston. Right? I said, Houston. Shout out to everybody in Houston, but no, Miami's like the hot spot. So I sit down with Trina and the team and I say, Trina, listen. Now this is after Trina left Slip and Slide. This is after I left Slip and Slide.
Gotcha.
So Trina and I now are working together independently. So I sit down with her and the crew and I'm like, your next 10 years now is going to be reality TV. Because
you told her that.
Told her straight up.
Wow.
I said, it will help you with the music. I know that you're very against it. It is drama, but it will be such a vehicle for you that will lead you into whatever space you want to go to, but you're going to be seen so much in front of millions of people that it's going to help because, again, with the music, you were here, now we're like here. Like, you're always going to do shows. You have a catalog of music that everybody loves. You're always going to do shows. But when it comes to new music, everybody has their hot point, and then they kind of slow down. But reality television now, you're brand new. You'll be able to take it over. So she finally, and Trina has always, for the most part, followed my direction, right? Because everything we've done together, we've won. We did 10 years of music, we killed it. Now we've just done 10 years of reality TV and we've killed it. And now we're gonna do another 10 years, if not 20, into filmmaking, because she wants to do that now, right? So her and I have such an incredible relationship together that she finally said yes. And we started to do it. They shot a pilot in Miami. They shot a pilot in Houston, but we won. And boom, that's where it started. And then they hired pretty much everybody I was working with. Pleasure
I want to keep along that lane. There's something you said made me think. You said artists, they reach a peak and then they do this. I'm going to say something. Do you think it's a little bit, it's almost like, I look at country singers. I look at Latin artists. Mark Anthony, that man hasn't made a, he's still revered. Is the urban audience a little bit harder to, it's almost like our audience is waiting for their star to fall off. It's a little bit more, because I don't know if Mark Anthony hasn't gone lukewarm. These different genres and cultures, they still have a following. It seems with black artists, they're just one hit away from their own fans turning on
We unfortunately love to build,
them. Yeah.
but we also equally love to destroy.
Mm.
So when you get to a certain point, there's nothing more fun than to watch that hero fall,
Mm.
you know? And it sucks. And I'm not saying it happens to everybody,
Mm.
but it does happen to a lot.
Yeah.
And I don't know why that is. I really don't know.
Because if you think about it, love and hip hop in some degree is showing these icons in some of their worst states.
Love
And
and
you're
hip
owning that, Julian.
loving hip hop is digging into people's lives
Mm.
and highlighting the things that you probably would have never seen.
Yeah.
They're highlighting our arguments. They're highlighting our disagreements,
Yeah.
and it just gets extra heated.
Mm.
And they put us into, and don't get me wrong, again, love and hip hop is a gift and a curse at the exact same time.
Why is the curse?
Well, to give you a perfect example, a small misunderstanding led to a whole season of me being
Oh,
crucified
let's speak on it.
in the show.
Because I'm saying, wait, I remember Julian Boothe
Yeah.
Waka Flocka on NiteCap.
Yeah.
And then I turn on the TV and I see Trick going after your head because it said that you were stealing from Trina. What happened there?
Okay, so the very, very short version of the story
Mm-hmm.
is that we had a situation. Somebody gave her information
Mm-hmm.
that she wasn't supposed to get.
Okay.
And it sounded and it felt like
Mm.
that it could be true.
Mm.
Had someone just called me, I would have been able to explain it, but not even explain it. I'd have been able to show you proof that it wasn't true,
Mm.
right? But before I got that phone call, production thought it was just great. So they were like, let's just put it on the show.
So to clarify, it was
let's-
said that you took money
I took money from a deal from Trina.
from Trina.
The reality was the deal was my deal for my company.
Got you.
It was just my company. Trina's name wasn't on the contract.
Mm.
Trina was already in a deal at the same company.
Mm.
So why would you get another deal when you're already signed there?
So the show just ran with the drama.
They just
premature.
they didn't care about the truth.
Wow.
It was just a great narrative.
Wow.
And they hyped up Trina and they hyped up the crew, and it was just, we're gonna make this guy look bad. And then at the same time, as that was happening, Trina and I had her album coming out. And we hit a snag because one of her investors that was in the project, he left.
Mm.
So it was all on me. So we were just in a bad place,
Bad place.
but it was nobody's fault per se,
Got you.
right? If I'm taking fault, it was only because I couldn't find another investor in time when we put the album out,
Got you.
right? So she was upset, rightfully so,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but no one checked the facts.
And the show just.
And the show
So
just
what if
ran.
Trick knocked your head off for a fact that wasn't?
Trick was never gonna knock my head off. That's number one.
Okay. Okay.
Let's just get that straight. I know people see me and they'll be like, "Oh, he's suit and tie and
Yeah.
he talks like this," but it's a yardman's still a yardman.
Yardman's
and,
still a yard-
and I was raised by a gangster, but I've been very cool and calm.
Mm.
But I'm never gonna let anybody punk me, and ain't nobody finna run up on me.
I
'Cause
don't
if
think Trick was gonna take it there though. I think he was just upset.
you know what,
Right. Y'all got history. Oh, y'all know each other.
bro, like family.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like
Family
family.
fight. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So and I knew that's what it was going to be. Because Trina and I now today
That's what I'm
is
saying.
cool.
Mm.
Right? Because we were able to talk, and she did a great thing for me because she technically brought me back on the show to go now into this venture of doing these movies.
Movies.
Right? Because she wants to get into that space. And so she calls me because she knows at the end of the day, I have your back always.
So we're gonna touch on that evolution.
Yeah.
My series, Miami Kingpins, and your movie, Ballin', won awards at the Urban Film
Yeah,
Festival.
man. Congrats on that.
Thank you. Congrats likewise.
Thank you.
How did, we're going to play devil's advocate. Me and my buddies, creatives, are like, everybody wants to do films. Look, man, this is our art. We take this serious. We don't want you capitalists that just want to come in here, see a trend, and make some money.
Right.
Where do you see film, Julian, as a worthwhile, substantial business or just a business, Julian?
No, it's a gold mine right now.
Once again, he's talking about gold mine.
Yo,
We're talking about art, Julian.
I understand. But,
Talk to me.
but here's the thing. I don't do anything for money. True. I do things in entertainment because I love it. Indeed. If I happen to make a ton of money from it, I'm happy. Yeah. The crazy part about me is that I spend every dollar into my company. My partner, Rich, spends every dollar in our company.
So you do take it seriously.
I've had plenty of times I could have bought me a nice car. I've had plenty of times I could go buy jewelry and do this and that. Yeah. I spend every dollar I have. I don't care if someone sees me and be like, oh, he's in a beat up ass car. I don't care. I spend every dollar into the movies that I'm creating. I spent every dollar in this last movie. And before I even got that one out, I'm spending every dollar I have into the new movie.
So before we get into the script of Balling, I think, man, it's an exciting time to be a filmmaker, right?
100%.
Because it's almost like streaming has democratized the playing field. And I remember Tubi. Ted, when you see Ted, I said, Ted, this Tubi thing, 5 years ago, I said, Ted, this Tubi thing is going to take over. Because I looked at it as people got tired of paying for subscriptions, right? And Tubi it's almost like Tubi is broadcast TV and Netflix is HBO, right? So Tubi now ushers in this platform. The issue has been, have you seen some of the stuff in the beginning that was on Tubi?
Okay. I've spoken to the guys at Tubi. We have a great relationship with them. Our guy told us when Tubi was on the rise. Now remember, Tubi's owned by Fox.
Yes, owned by Fox.
Right? Currently they have 100 million subscribers.
Yeah. Right.
The platform is free.
Yeah.
They're splitting their revenue with you.
Yeah.
And they're splitting it way bigger than any other platform. So what Tubi did was to fill up their catalog.
Gotcha.
They went after independent filmmakers and just said, hey, you can't get your movie placed anywhere.
Anywhere.
Give it to us. Mm-hmm. We'll put it on our platform. And at the time, it was probably like 50 million subscribers that they had. Let's put it up on your...
My first film was on Tubi, but back then the money wasn't there, so I took it down. Might be putting it back up there.
Should, immediately.
Might be put back up.
They started to catch the viral wave because the movies were so low budget that they were funny.
Yeah, like there's Facebook pages dedicated to making fun of how bad the film is, but it's indirectly promoting the film.
That's how they blew up.
But
now they're changing it.
They're vetting the content.
Where now they're vetting it a little bit more.
Okay.
So when people try to make fun of Tubi, I laugh at them.
Yeah, because the quality has risen. They're making originals now, too.
So when people asking me like, oh, where's your... Number one, my movie, especially with mine, they're going to be everywhere. Yes. Amazon, Roku, Pluto, they're going to be everywhere. Yeah. But I focus heavily on Tubi for a reason because they pay the best.
They do.
And you're sitting there with, again, 100 million subscribers. You're not going to Netflix is not going to put your movie up. Hulu is not going to put your movie up.
True.
Right?
It's like, remember, it's like World Star. It's almost like the film of a World Star.
It is.
What World Star was.
It really is.
Wow.
So when people try to make fun and be like, oh, you have a Tubi movie. Yes, I do. I'm very proud of it. What you think a Tubi movie is not what I'm making.
Man, I got a buddy that made $250,000. He it was in 5 months, movie on Tubi. $250,000.
Yo, listen, I've seen some of these guys' statements. They're making a killing.
Wow.
Because if you can produce high quality, and you get it on there, you're going to kill it. And
because it's going to stand out more.
It's going to stand out.
Balling, man. How did this so land?
Oh, man.
I just see a lot of, Julian, I see a lot of messiness. How did that come about, man?
Rich Black, my partner, one of my best friends, him and I have been talking about doing movies forever. Him and I literally had a huge film studio over at Greenwich.
I remember when you were promoting. I remember that was a couple of years ago.
Right before COVID.
Yes, that's right.
And we kind of did it backwards. We got the studio before we had any movies. Because the opportunity came up. We jumped in there and we're like, all right, now we have a studio. Now what we're going to do? So he had the Balling script because he wrote it. Yeah. And he was like, yo, we're going to do this movie first. So we're trying to figure out, man, how do we get the money together and X, Y, Z. Anyways, he figured it out. Shout out to Chris Gotti. Chris Gotti, Irv's brother, rest in peace. Chris Gotti put together a team We were able to fund the movie. We shot it with one of our great partners, Eva, and we shot the movie. And man, it killed it. We got Lance. Shout out to Safari. Safari's in the movie.
What do you say to folks? Because I'm being this artist, this tip. A classically trained actor that says, "Man, Lance just took my job because Lance has an audience, and I'm a classically trained actor. I went to school for this, and now Lance is in the movie that I should be in."
Funny enough, I'm gonna use you both. I'm gonna take the person who has the big following, and I'm gonna wrap great actors around them.
That's it. Makes sense.
Because your acting may not be great, but if you're next to somebody who is great, it kind of balances the scene out. So as fast as you're talking and you might not kill it, it goes back to somebody who kills it.
Indeed.
So you're kind of watching it and you're like, oh, okay, this works.
You know, Julian, we're in the era of information, and I think it's amazing. I think a lot of our people, I think success is a blueprint, and we just don't have that blueprint. So you're a guy that is good at, you have a vision. Most people cannot have an idea and manifest it in real life. If there's a young man sitting in Liberty City, he wants to make a film, give him a quick step process, how to begin, finish to end. He doesn't have much money, doesn't have much resources.
I always give advice when I do speaking panels, and I always hear the feedback because my advice is so harsh, and to a regular person, it's so unrealistic. But I'm living proof that it works.
Indeed.
So it's a couple things. If you're a young person and you're trying to, or whatever age you are, and you're trying to make it, the idea is sacrifice. What are you willing to sacrifice to get what you want? So if I'm looking at you and I'm like, okay, what do you want to do? I want to make my own movie. Okay. Are you around other filmmakers? Are you around other producers? What kind of car do you drive? Oh, I got this car over here, my BMW, because I got to look good for the ladies. Get rid of that.
Trade it in.
Right? Where you live at? Oh, I got my little apartment on South Beach. How much you spend for that? Oh, that's like $2,500 a month. Get rid of that, move back into your mama's house. Sit down for a whole year. Don't spend $1 outside of your phone bill and whatever you need to eat. Forget about the girls, forget about the parties. Don't do nothing. Sit your butt down and save every dollar you got. Right? And figure out with the time that you have, your cameraman. Figure out your script. Figure out how you do it. Keep it simple, but keep it interesting. Look at what you have. Oh, you have a friend who has a restaurant? Then you should be shooting a restaurant movie. I shoot my movies backwards. I find out all the things that I have, and I put that together, and then I write my script of the things that I have. So if you have a Mercedes, then I'm gonna put the Mercedes in the movie. If you have a nice house on the water, then guess what? I'm shooting at your house on off time, and I'm gonna figure out what type of script I can make at your house. But I'm not gonna spend $1. That's what I did to shoot my movie. I sat my butt down literally for a year and I just didn't spend any money. I ain't out here flexing, I ain't out here doing nothing. Hooked up with my partner, Rich. I'm like, Rich, I'm gonna shoot this movie. I started shooting. He was like, you serious? Yeah. And then we raised the rest of the money because people believe what they see. And if they see you making something amazing, now they wanna be a part of it.
They want to be a part of it.
Right? So we just put out Ballin' on fire. Now we have the night shift coming out right after that. Right? We got it done, shot, boom. We already started we're already starting 3 more. Do we have the full budgets for it? Hell no. That has never stopped us from doing it. But as we put it together, everything always falls into place. So for the young person who's trying to do it, and they're like, oh, I can't do it. Yes, you can. You're just lazy. You're not motivated enough.
I told a buddy when I used to work at Time, Newsweek, in these places, there was a gatekeeper. If I had a story, I would have to go to an editor that usually didn't look like me, sound like me, or share my sensibilities. Now we have social media. How critical it is for those filmmakers to utilize these things at their disposal.
It's your number one tool for anything. Music, content. Social media now is how you market yourself and whatever product that you have. If you're not on social media pumping hard, good luck.
So Julian, what about the Sade artist that says, look, my work is so good that it's going to be divinely discovered? that I don't want to be part of that. I don't want to be part of the abyss.
You would have to have already been Sade.
Exactly.
If Sade comes out with an album, you don't have to worry about it. I'm listening to it.
Yeah.
It's crazy you say her name because I'm a huge Sade fan.
Yeah. And rest in peace, D'Angelo.
Yeah. But you see, that's the difference, right?
That's another. He could have just
put it out. You're listening.
Okay,
right?
but being an architect of this music industry, is it because of these new tools, what I've seen, because it's almost like anybody could be out there now? I wouldn't say it's cheapening the value of art because I think that's very unfair. It's kind of like when Tyler Perry came out. Tyler found his audience. So how dare me tell his audience his work isn't art? But how do we sift through the imposters in this new climate?
In this new climate, talent isn't as appreciated as it once was.
It's not.
Right? You may not know these songs, but the audience will. I got greens, beans, potatoes, tomatoes. It's a huge record for me that I put out.
Okay.
Cash Me Outside, Bad Barbie, who was not even a rapper. She was on Dr. Phil's show, and she said
yes! Bad Barbie, the girl that bragged about all that money, she made OnlyFans.
She said that line. And shout out to DJ Suede, the remix god, who was signed at me at the time. We put that record out, and it blew her up so big, she became a rapper.
Wow.
You think I want to do viral songs? No. I want to be with a real artist to make real music.
Mm-hmm.
But it goes back to your question before, art and business. Do I want to keep the lights on?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So sometimes you have to do both. Sometimes you have to do the cheesy commercial records that work, right?
But that's the thing, what I'm saying, Joey, is that is so subjective. Because if to somebody that cheesy record is great art, who am I to say what's art conducive to them?
And again, it's everybody's opinion.
Exactly.
What I'm creating, is it truly talent? Not really, but it's talent to take something and turn it into something that the mass loves it. But the younger audience now have different tastes.
That's the thing, Julian, has their access to create art brought down the value for the taste of art?
Yes, because anybody now can be a rapper. I have music out. I'm not no rapper.
You're actually having a cameo in one of the films.
Oh yeah, 100%. Right? But I'm talking about like when it comes to music.
Yeah.
I put out music, and I can put out music on anybody now. I would rather sign an influencer before I sign an artist now.
Wow, Julian.
That's how crazy it is.
That's heartbreaking for some people.
It is. But it goes back to, again, do I want to keep my lights on? Now I can go get a talented artist, but now I got to deal with ego. Now I got to deal with 1,000 different things, dealing with you, right?
But you're about to sign an AI artist, Julian. You're
I
bored.
already have them.
Now we're gonna
go
extend
ahead.
this conversation.
Go ahead.
So, what happens when we're all just wired to the algorithm? Because I was telling this young lady, I won't say who the artist is, but she follows this artist. Well, Peter, she just keeping it real. No, I think with social media, if I behave a certain way and I get those likes, the algorithm is subconsciously now programming me to believe what I should be. Where's the danger in that? Or are we gonna just try to make as much money as we can until the thing falls off?
It's not always about the money. It's about me dealing with artists for the last 30 years.
Got you.
I can't tell you one good story outside of me working with Pitbull. Now, don't get me wrong. I love Trina. I love all the artists I've worked with. But the ups and downs.
It's draining.
The ups and downs that you spend your time, because that's the one thing nobody can give you back.
Back your time.
No one can give me back my time. I can make more money. I can make more opportunities, but no one can give me my time back. So if I go and I say, Peter, I'm gonna sign you, and I go spend another 5 years of my life to make you poppin', just for you to turn around and say, man, kiss my ass. Bro, I was always hot. I don't need you.
And this has happened, I could tell. You speaking for personal experience.
You can feel the
I feel it.
pain in my chest.
Yeah.
Okay, you're so good, do it by yourself. Because you know what, Peter? The one thing I've known is that anywhere that I have left, they're exactly where I left them. They haven't done anything greater than where I left them at. That's just the truth.
Julius, it's funny because I was telling somebody, I think that there's a shift, and I think people feel a lot of our artists this word artist gets thrown around. A lot of our entertainers are narcissists. So I've seen this new, and you tell me if I'm wrong, kids almost today want to be podcasters.
Yeah.
I've seen that it's almost like there's entire platforms dedicated to now turning on the celebrity. It's almost like society is like, you know what, we hyped you guys up a little bit too much. Why is that trend happening?
Because they are artists, and I get it. Because
I'm seeing it's turning.
I'm around artists all the time, right? So I understand, like, when everyone is bowing down to you, you feel very empowered. You feel like it is really you. The thing that they have to remember, and the good artists always remember this, it is your team. It is the people like myself, right? Because I used to be humble all the time, man. I'm throwing that humble shit out the window.
I see that. I don't know this Julian.
I don't. Yeah,
I never met this
Julian. This is Julian 2.0, Peter.
This Julian.
Listen, bro.
I don't know what I'm talking to.
It ain't you. It's me, bro. It's me because before I met you.
I don't know this Julian.
Yo, because I've been always, again, I always try to be humble, and I still am humble, but now I know 1,000%. If you were so good, then go do it without me. Because it's hard to find somebody who's going to sacrifice themselves for you and your dream.
Very hard.
Right?
Very hard.
You don't find people like me.
Love lives. They're
Listen,
missing
man.
their family, illness, sicknesses.
Everything.
I'm speaking from experience now.
Yo, bro, I could tell you horror
and
stories.
it's very thankless.
So now that I know that, I've just put my energy into my company, right? We're just doing our films now, right? Because my film is never going to betray me. She's going to go out there and hit them streets and work every day until I am gone and stay up and keep on working.
Julian, are you speaking of a particular artist? Because the internet keeps saying, is this what you're talking about?
It's been a few of them.
Romantically involved?
No, never.
Okay.
Never. I've dealt with a lot of artists, and you know, some have been cool. Some of us have been able to win really big.
Yeah.
Some of them give me their ass to kiss. You know, it's always a very complicated situation. But the problem is, again, they think that it's them. Yeah. And it's not you. You are who you are. Yeah. And you are dope, because I wouldn't work with you if you're not dope. But understand, if you do not take care of your team, right? My partner, Rich, can do exactly what I do. And I can do exactly what he does. Yeah. But when you find two people who don't have an ego, who I can make him shine and sit back, and then he can make me shine and sit back. Why? Because we both can kill it. Exactly. So there's no competition. We can just come together and win. When you're with an artist, they have this thing where it has to be about them all the time.
But Julius, you got to think, you know why? I think most people, if you have a burning desire to be a star and be seen, that's a burning insecurity inside of you. Like, if you think about it, right? I think stardom is driven by emptiness and need to be seen, and that says incomplete. That says insecurity. I think most stars are driven by insecurity.
Hey, you know what I tell them when we split up? Good luck. Hey, you know what? I'm always going to shine. That's the beautiful part. That's where my confidence level is at an all-time high, because I don't need nobody. If I had to start all over again and do it all over again, I could, with nobody, by myself.
I think what's curious, Julius, with film, though, it's probably the only art form where you have to basically incorporate all these different artists. Music for the score, writers for the script, speak. So it's you get to almost still do what you're doing.
But at the end of the day, I could do it by myself. I choose to work with incredible people.
Indeed.
So when I find my partner Rich, when I find people like Eva, when I find great people, I love them. Yeah. I take care of them. Yeah. I make sure they shine. Yeah. I scream their name every chance I get, because I don't have to worry about competition. You're never going to take my place. Yeah. These artists, and again, I'm not beating artists up. I don't want to take it like that.
I think what you're saying, people already know.
They just, where my disconnect happened was you will just work so hard for them. And if they ever change their mind, it puts me in a bad situation.
Exactly.
So that's why, and again, you know what? God always has a plan.
And that's the thing with your plan. We're here in Miami, and we have so many stories in this landscape. A lot of our stories always a pigeonhole in the monolithically gangster stories, right? Where in the film in the frontier, where do you see our stories making a mark on the film scene? What stories would you like to see Miami make its mark?
Black cinema in itself is great.
Yeah.
Latin cinema is great.
Yeah.
I try to combine everything together. I want to touch, and this is going to go back to what you said before, the trauma.
Yeah, the trauma. Black trauma, it's selling right now, man.
Me personally, this is just me. I love horror films.
Yeah, me too.
Right?
Yeah, me too. Thrillers and horrors.
But here's the deeper part of that. When we're doing our conference calls with the distributor and with the networks, my question is, what's working? Because I'm a student of the game. So to go back to your art
versus
and business,
boy.
Business, if it's just art, I could say, man, I would love to do some love stories, right? I want to do a drama. But then my distributor's telling me, or the network saying, that don't do that good for us unless it's like a massive star. And we don't have massive stars, so what else is doing good? Horror does great. I'm going to do horror films.
And I think that sums up your narrative, Julian. You told me earlier, man, Peter, I always wanted to do movies. But here it is in life sometimes. You start, what you want is right here, but you got to go all the way around and come back right here.
Which goes back to your original question. What does somebody do to get in? You have to do what I did. 30, are you willing to take 30 years to go do it? Because you see, now I can make a movie easy because I have tons of relationships that I built over the years.
The process. You didn't cheat the process.
I know how to market. I know all the people where I got to go to. So I become very dangerous into this space.
Indeed.
Where everyone is looking at us now. And Peter, I just started.
I saw the excitement at the festival. I heard the cheers. I saw the excitement.
Our lineup for 2026.
Because hold up, man. Kingpins, we were supposed to be the big ticket at the festival, man. We were supposed to be the big ticket. I said, who this real? What was going on? I see Julian. But guess what? I love to see it. I love to see it. I love to see what we're creating in the city.
Yo, Peter, I tell you, we're just starting. 2026 is about to be insane. We have a Latin movie coming out. We have 3 reality shows coming out.
Wow.
We have 2 movies in production now. Rich just finished writing another one that I'm going to end up directing.
Wow.
When I tell you we have it lined up, ready to go back to back to back, it is all gas, no brakes.
And you're going to be in Love and Hip Hop.
And I'm in Love and Hip Hop. Talking about all the movies. Come on, man. I do this, bro.
The journey, man.
Thanks. So, as again I said, with Love and Hip Hop, and with all reality TV, it's love. It's a love and hate. It's a gift and a curse.
And just the thing with me, man. A wise man knows sometimes he doesn't know. So, I'm on the fence with it. I think it has created a platform, but I want to know what's going to be the fallout. Well, our kids grew up just seeing this drama. What's going to be the fallout? We don't know yet. I hope we're on the right side of history, Julian. I hope we're on the right side of history.
That part right there, right again, when I'm creating, and you brought it up, it is a responsibility.
No, it is. It's very important
for people like myself.
It is.
And it becomes, do I make things that I know women are going to love, or do I make the things that should be teaching?
I give examples since you said that about the algorithm creating life. I go on a date with a young lady. After the date, the young lady says, "Oh my God, you're such a gentleman and so respectful and so classy." The next day she goes on Instagram. "Oh, these Caribbean men have no class. They are this, they that." And I asked, I said, "Why do you do that?" "Well, Peter, that's my brand. My brand is the single girl and all the guys are bad guys. And wow, this is the world we're living in now."
I'm making movies where the hero is the woman. Beating up a 6'5" guy like you,
and which
we know that would never happen in real life. But I'm making it because women want to see themselves in a hero position. Women want to be.
It's shifting.
It's shifting. Think about it.
And a bunch of grown brothers on the internet gossiping on podcasts. What's going on there?
It's the guys now.
A bunch of men are gossiping.
The Night Shift that's coming out. I'm not going to spoil it, but
don't tell me.
At the end, when you see it, you'll understand. But you'll see it's the women that become the heroes in all my movies. Now,
So you're
Peter,
just pandering
now,
to the
Peter,
women? That's what you're doing, Julian? Just pandering?
I didn't say I was.
Shamelessly?
I didn't say
Kevin Samuels would be he'll be rolling his grave right now.
Oh, man, and that's my guy.
He'll
But
be
listen,
rolling.
At the end of the day, it becomes again art and business, and you have to meet it 50-50. I want to make a great movie.
Even if it's at the expense of strong black male leadership and
Women don't want to see that anymore.
damn.
That's the unfortunate truth. Women want to be the boss now. Now, do I think that is right? Because I'm going to come across like a chauvinist, right? Just a little bit.
Because we're Caribbean. We're a little bit machismo
Listen,
over
I
here.
don't hold my mouth no more for nobody. So they can go in the comments and be like, Julian's a chauvinist. Yeah, I do believe the women should be home cooking and cleaning and taking care of the kids. I don't give a shit. But that's my household,
That's true.
right? But when I make a movie now, I'm going to make a movie that I know the mass is going to love. So if I'm going to make if I'm going to make a movie, I am going to make the girl the hero. I am going to make the girl go kick 10 guys' butts, even though I know that would never freaking
But let me
happen.
ask you a question. Like I said, art is a reflection and a vessel to teach. So if so many of our women have an issue with our men, isn't the storyline, look, what's causing that? You're like, no, Peter, that's not my job.
It's not my job. If I make a movie, right, and I am working on this TV series very much about relationships, right? I'm going to address certain things like that. But coming from my opinion, most women wouldn't like what I have to say. Some women would.
Yeah,
I do believe men and women have a certain role that they do need to play.
I do as well.
I do believe
shouldn't
a
have just
man
admitted that.
needs to be the provider. I do believe the man needs to be the protector. I do believe women should respect men in a different type of way than they are doing right now. I believe that whatever is happening, I know they say, oh, it's the government, this and that, and da-da-da-da, but I do believe that black relationships,
It's terrible.
we are very much in a crisis
It's
right now.
It's
men against women,
terrible.
women against
It's
men,
terrible.
and it is horrible.
it's
Right?
really disheartening.
And do I capitalize that into my movies? Absolutely. Because you're going to relate to watching a girl go on a date, like how you just said, you take a young lady out.
She literally
And-
calls me, Peter, you know that was just the gram. I said, look, man, I live in the real world. I live in the real world.
But
She said, Peter, but I know you're a gentleman, but nobody cares about that on the internet. I said,
they
what are
very
we
much
doing?
care because they're consuming it. And automatically that is what they're thinking. And again, it becomes a responsibility thing with creatives.
Yeah.
But then I look at Tyler Perry and he's doing the exact same thing I'm doing. He's doing it at the highest level. Right?
Yeah.
So am I supposed to be the teacher? Or am I just creating art that I know that you're gonna love? When you come home from a hard day's work, do you really want to turn on your TV about some macho guy telling you to go cook and clean? No. You would turn that off.
But that's the thing. I think as the artist, as the vessel, as the mirror, every aspect should be represented. I give an example with hip hop. My issue, I don't have an issue with gangster rap. Because there's certain moods I'm in, I'm gonna put that future in. There's stuff Peter listen to that, yes, but my issue is with us, with our diaspora, we don't get a balanced diet.
We don't.
I gotta know there are images of strong black men and images of women that like that. They're not getting a space.
It is a vicious cycle because black music is the most violent music. You don't hear this in country.
No.
You didn't hear this in rock.
No.
It is just us. And exactly what you just said. Should I make uplifting music? 1000% I should. Right? Because I don't like the feeling of making a song talking about robbing somebody because that ain't the life that I lived. That is not what I represent. Right? But am I going to make a song about it? Hell yeah, because I love to stick in the song too when I'm at the gym and I'm listening to Tupac and I'm jamming out.
So I guess in closing, Julian, you're right. I think to be fair as the artist, you're not the savior, you're a storyteller.
I'm a storyteller.
A storyteller. And you're supposed to reflect all aspects is my issue.
I try to sneak in the bits and pieces because even in the Night Shift movie, you hear the girls talk about the guy, right? One of the girls, one of the security guard loves one of the dancers in the club, right? As the movie is progressing. And you hear one of the girls say, he's broke. Don't mess with him.
That's
Then-
that's the internet. There you go.
That
Constant.
is the reality of every woman right now.
Yeah.
But then the other girl counters her and says, no,
Okay.
he's a good guy. So I always leave it 50-50 for you
To choose.
to choose,
To choose.
right? My job is just to entertain you. Whatever you take from the film is up to you.
It's true.
So I'm going to give you every aspect of it and not be one-sided. But I do lean toward the women. My job, my fan base is Black women,
Gotcha.
Latin women, but women in general.
I think any artist of color, that's usually who supports what we do, because once the women like what you do, the fellas are coming. Oh, where the ladies are hanging? Oh, they want to watch? Okay, I'm into that.
I'm going to make a record
It's
for
like
Trina.
the Tupac thing.
Right? If I make a record for Trina, say, them dudes, all the guys are still coming to the club to buy bottles because
Because
they
the
know
women
all
are
the
there.
girls are going to be there. So am I right for doing that? No. But I know if I make a song talking about all the good men, raise your hand up, them girls are going to be like, what good man? What good man? Even the girls who have a man will still be screaming, F them dudes.
Because chaos and mess sells, huh? Julian, until next time, we'll see about how this is going to play out.
Man, thank you again for having me.
Yes, sir. NiteCap has been brought to you by Peter's NiteCap Coffee, the brew that fuels introspection.